How you doing, everybody? Josh Ford here. It's Thursday, June 21st, 2018, and boy, do we have a lot to cover. As we know, there has been a lot uncovered in the IG report, and it's basically a coup, and it is an ongoing coup against the President of the United States, President Donald Trump. And the amazing thing is, you don't hear about it. CNN doesn't cover it. MSNBC doesn't cover it. ABC, PBS, nobody. The only people telling you, the American people, the truth on the mainstream media is Fox News, okay? Hannity's doing a great job of telling you the truth. And I know that, some heads just exploded because if you're of the liberal persuasion or, listening to only the mainstream media besides Fox, the story, it means night and day, okay? They don't cover what's going on with Peter Strzok, who is the star-crossed lover that is being brought before Congress to testify on basically trying to overthrow our sitting president, trying to, what is he guilty of? His text messages, which clearly show bias, okay? So then he's biased in his first investigation, biased in the second investigation. Comey and a whole bunch of the 6 top people at the FBI were there trying to make sure that Hillary went free despite her numerous crimes. Okay, this woman is so dirty that I don't even know if hell will take her, okay? But they tried to cover up for Hillary so she could win. Then they decided that they were going to put countermeasures in place to deal with Trump. So even after the election now, we're still dealing with this ongoing coup, this attempt to stop the 2016 presidential election from being in the hands of the American people. They tried to rip that away from us. And the coup is ongoing because the mainstream media knows about this. They were part of it. And that's why they won't tell you the truth right now. So what does that mean? It means that we have so much corruption we had Donald Trump, people say, oh, why aren't things moving faster? We're waiting, we want things to happen. There was corruption in the White House. He had to drain the swamp there. There was corruption in the CIA. He had to drain the swamp there. The NSA was on the side of Donald Trump. The higher-ups, men and women in the military, not the military-industrial complex, but the men and women of the military supported Donald Trump because they knew how corrupt Hillary was, and they knew that if Donald Trump didn't win, that there was going to be a World War III with Russia. And it was intentional, it was going to be planned out by the deep state because we were all starting to wake up to just how corrupt things were. And they needed to stop that. So what better way to stop people from, realizing we have corrupt officials ruling over us, lording over us, than by starting World War III. Can you imagine how many people would have died in a World War III type scenario with Russia? Insanity. Okay? This is what the mainstream media is covering up. This is what the mainstream media won't tell you. Now, as things are progressing, you're going to see Peter Strzok testify. Whether or not he does it willingly or not, doesn't matter. If they have to use legal means to make him talk, that's what they're going to do. But we already have the IG report. And in the IG report, you can clearly see that Hillary Clinton and her foundation was involved in sex trafficking. And this is basically the redacted version of the IG report. There's other versions out there, and at some point Q's going to get it out to us. And President Trump's going to get it out to us. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Q, because there's some more important stuff going on. Let me see, let me call it up here so I can read it to you guys. The latest Q, okay? We stand, we fight together. Organized riots being planned, countermeasures in place. Resistance far smaller than portrayed by the mainstream media. Attacks will intensify. You collectively are a massive threat. That's you and I. Censorship applied to scale down impact reach. It's failing. Trust yourself. Public awakening. That means that everything we're doing, from videos like this to just talking to one another online, trying to wake people up to that corruption of the mainstream media, trying to wake people up to what's going on, that there is a coup going on, that we haven't been in charge of our country and our own freedom for a very long time. We have spent decades now being lied to and manipulated a little bit more every year until the plan was to make sure that Americans didn't know, up from down. And if not for Donald Trump and, like I said, the men and women of the military and the NSA, we would have been in a really rough place. So thank you all. I know that it's basically a worldwide spy game being played out behind the scenes. What we see right now is in the mainstream media. And right now, the fake news media, when I'm talking one-on-one with people online and I'm trying to help people out to understand what's going on, they've been coming at me with some pretty crazy stuff recently. Nazi concentration camps and just, all kinds of things that are just so over the top. And the reason for that is because the deep state media knows, just like the rest of the deep state, Hillary Clinton and all the rest, that the dominoes are starting to fall. As Peter Strzok testifies and the IG report out now, they're going to start being arrested. They're going to start being charged with treason. It's only a matter of time till, the mass arrest. Right now, the mass arrest, the 35,000 sealed indictments, they have been a measure by the president to hold down the deep state, okay? To basically hold down a small army of criminals. He indicted them all. It's basically, you screw up, you get out of line, you don't do what's best by the American people, well, your sealed indictment number is up. Okay, so that's how President Trump has kept these criminals in line, okay? But now we're moving forward, and the dominoes are going to start to fall anyway, and you're going to start to see those sealed indictments opened, maybe one at a time or so, but it's going to be exponential. That's how I imagine this kind of going. But the mainstream media is going to be part of these planned riots. They're not covering the coup. They're not covering the IG report. That's why there was so much, just hullabaloo about the immigration stuff. Even I was completely distracted by it. It was just incredible. It took Jordan Sather from Destroying the Illusion. I was watching him, and he just put it out there. The immigration stuff's a big distraction from the IG report, and I was like, smash myself on the forehead. I can't believe I totally missed that. But you just get caught up in these things, and that's how we've been manipulated for so long. It's that next, oh, look over here, this shiny object kind of syndrome. But when these riots take place, if they do take place, the mainstream media is going to be all over that. So, to lessen the impact, you got to know that it's coming. You got to know that there's going to be these riots. Don't go get involved. Do not go anywhere near it. Stay home. Stay safe. The deep state's going to do what the deep state's going to do. They're going to pay people off to riot. The mainstream media is going to make it a big deal. And hopefully it'll get put down, lickety-split. So, like I said, just stay home, okay? The less people involved, the less people hurt, the less damage done, the better. I care about my country. I care about the people in my country. And I want to make sure you guys are safe. So when these things happen, just leave it to law enforcement to deal with it. Leave it to Donald Trump. Leave it to our men and women of the police and the military. They'll take care of it. George Soros can only pay for so many rioters, okay? So, and hopefully, despite how much money he throws at them, hopefully people are going to go, it's not worth it. This is against my country. This is against our Constitution, and I'm not going to take part in it. So let's stand up for what's right. Let's do what's right for our country. let's stand up for our president who is rightfully elected, who has committed no crimes, despite, endless investigations, and hopefully that investigation, the Mueller investigation, is going to get thrown out because it's all from the fruit of the poisonous tree. Okay? It's all junk. It's all trash. Do I think Trump and Putin have worked together to remove the deep state? Absolutely. I think that's very much what happened. Russia, the reason why Hillary Clinton was going to start World War III with Russia was because Russia, Putin had already kicked out the deep state. So they were a threat. They were a huge threat to the deep state. And then here comes Trump along, who's not part of the deep state. And so it would behoove Putin and Trump to work together at some level to remove the deep state. Okay? Do I think Russia helped with meddling in our election? No. No way. At least not anything consequential, And the people that are the riggers of the election are the ones that are making all the noise about it. The mainstream media and Hillary and, the deep state Democrats, And, I'm not trying to play the left versus right game. That's kept us trapped and in prison for a long time. But the way I see it right now, I'm going to go with 99% of the Democrats in Congress are the deep state. Okay? There are a handful on the Republican side. Okay? Trump's going to deal with that. Let him take them down on the Republican side. Okay? He's already got people not returning and stuff, and he's out there on the campaign trail. He was in Minnesota yesterday, I believe, supporting candidate Paul. The thing we have to do is stay positive, keep influencing people around the globe. Tell your families what's going on, tell your friends what's going on, go on social media, spread the word about what's happening. This is a coup against our sitting president, who is actually taking back our country from the people that had originally stolen it. Craziness, okay? There's a reason why Fox News is like, this is the biggest story ever. And that's because it is absolutely insane, the breadth and scope of this entire thing. And, I'm trying to wrap this up in short for you and kind of, put the story together in a nice little neat box. If you are unaware of what's going on, do some research, okay? So let me give you a couple of great resources, okay? If you're not following Q, you absolutely should be. I'm going to include his link below. I'm going to tell you to follow Destroying the Illusion by Jordan Sather. Okay, he does an amazing job of breaking down Q and telling people what's going on. What else is good? Gateway Pundit, Fox News, Hannity, and those are some great sources. True Pundit. Okay, these are the sources that you should be listening to. When you go into a store or a pizza shop or something, you see CNN on the TV, tell them to turn that crap off. Tell them to stop being manipulated. I also want to mention the excitement that was had in the crowd in Minnesota last night. There were thousands upon thousands of people there for the Trump rally. People outside by the thousands. They couldn't fit into the stadium. It was amazing to watch. People are really excited for the future that Donald Trump's bringing. Bringing back jobs and steel and aluminum and cars and manufacturing. These are the things that an honest mainstream media should be reporting on, and they're not. They should, the people were cheering imprison Hillary, and that's awesome. I hope to hell I see it happen. Part of me feels like by the time we actually get to her, whatever is disease or whatever she has that's killing her, which, being the terrible human being that she is, I don't like to feel bad about people, but she kind of got it coming. That's the people want justice, and let's hope we see it before she croaks of old age. And the other thing that people were cheering for, which I thought was awesome, was the space fleet. Okay, and I've told you before, I'm a nerd. The idea of the space fleet is phenomenal. I can't wait to have 100 years of hidden technology revealed. We already have the space fleet. It's called Solar Warden. We have technologies that are beyond anything that we have today. And it's going to be amazing over the next few years. We're going to see the deep state washed away. Their days are done. Trump's got them wrapped up. This is the dying struggles of a dying man, an evil dying man. And we got this. So, you can do your part. Do your research, talk to people, wake people up, make your own videos. The revolution is not going to be televised, so it's up to you and me. Make your own video. Wake people up. YouTube blocks, you go on BitChute. Okay? We can make the difference here. We are making the difference. So, peace out. God bless you all. This is Josh Ford bringing you the news, because the news ain't bringing it to you. You guys have a great day.